Did you hear when you were over in Barbados, Liverpool beat Manchester United 7-0 today? Did you hear the result before you saw any of the action?
Yeah, literally the game was played out, and I just had a look on text and saw the result. And for me, it's the most incredible result in Premier League history. I can't think of another one where you thought Man United went in on really good form, Liverpool went in under a bit of a cloud form-wise. If someone said to me that it was going to be 7-0, certainly to Liverpool, I know they were the home side, but on the form that they were going into the game, I would say impossible. Absolutely impossible. So
you were totally gobsmacked by it?
Well, and when you look at half-time, and it was 1-0 at half-time, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It was.
I don't think Stuart's wrong in that one. Thinking of it now in the rounds, yeah, it's probably the most sensational scoreline, shock scoreline ever.
Probably. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of any. I can think of a variety of ones. We were talking about, Newcastle smashing Arsenal 4-0. I think it was, and Arsenal coming back in the second half.
It was like in the World Cup when Brazil were humbled by the Germans.
But I suppose because no one saw it coming, but you're seeing teams capitulate. I mean, you saw Liverpool get beat a few seasons ago by Aston Villa, didn't you? In a game, I don't know what it was, 6-0, wasn't it? Something of that nature.
Yeah.
And so the bottom line is that teams go, and what we're seeing is that teams aren't what people purport them to be at certain stages in their development. United are not where people were advocating that or suggesting they were, but no one would have anticipated that Liverpool would have put 7 past them. No, absolutely right.
In that game, Stuart, I heard that we saw the worst, unfortunately, of Bruno Fernandes. We often see the best of him, but at Anfield we very much saw the worst. A whole bunch of histrionics. So last night, when he excelled the way that Ten Hag wanted him to do against Real Betis, Ten Hag jumped on it and praised him.
I think he was the best player on the pitch, and that shows his personality. He played a little bit deeper role tonight, asked him to do, and I think he did it brilliant. And he was the leader in making the game from the back, in possession, making the rhythm of the game. I had a lot of good passes in between the lines, and from there on we created a lot of chances.
So Fernandes last night, Stuart, he was a leader, says Ten Hag. To you, what does a modern day football leader look like?
I think a leader on a football pitch and a leader in business are probably slightly different now to what they used to be a few decades ago or 100 years ago or whatever. It's not all about beating your chest anymore. I'm not sure I look at him and see a real leader. I look at Jordan Henderson and see a leader at Liverpool. Somebody that's totally unselfish for the team, somebody that doesn't run around shouting his mouth off but gives good information to the rest of his players and leads by example and puts the club before himself. That's how I see a leader and a good captain at a football club. I really like Fernandes as a footballer, but when I watch him on telly and some of the histrionics, I do get a little bit frustrated, and I think there's no need for it.
Yeah, just do what you're there to do. Lead the team, but do it in a respectful manner.
I think he leads the team by his performances and his willingness to want the ball and get the ball. Leadership comes in very different guises, I think. I mean, a great example I had of leadership many years ago. John Barnes was playing at Wembley, playing just in front of me, and I'm not sure who we were playing, but he was getting some racist abuse from the England fans, by the way. And he come back to me and he just looked at me and went, "Give me the ball." And that's never left me, that statement. And I thought, that's leadership, That's someone standing up to bullying and saying, "Give me the football, I'll show people what I can do." And I thought, wow, an incredible statement. That's leadership.
And what did he do? Was sensational, I take it.
Literally, yeah. He wanted to get the ball. And it's easy to go and hide, not want the ball anymore, especially when your home fans are booing you on occasion. But, incredible.
Incredible. That's quite a memory, Stuart. The expectations then, Simon, of a leader, the modern day football leader, have they been redefined?
No, I don't think so. I think leaders are still leaders. I think you have to be slightly more cautious about the things you can and can't say. And I think you have to be slightly more aware of the societal changes. But I still think leaders command and demand respect. I think they set the example. I think they set the example in the things that they do and the things that they say, the way that they carry themselves, the way they represent the values that you're supposed to have as a top-class footballer. And I think he embodies, Fernandes, very few of them. I think he's a very technically gifted footballer. But when you're talking about it is preposterous, and I know I use this word quite a lot, but I can't think of a better one right now, to suggest that he exhibits leadership qualities because he happens to be a technically good footballer. When you've got a side that you don't judge people when things are going your way. You judge people in adversity. That's when you find out the character of people. And the character that was exhibited by Bruno Fernandes on Sunday of petulance, truculence, cheating, falling over, pushing linesmen, pulling out of challenges, not tracking back, not one single iota of those things in any language at any time, irrespective of the society we live in, represents the values of leadership. No, you can't pin people up against a wall. No, you can't not remember the society that we're in terms of inclusivity and language that you must use in today's society, right? But that doesn't alter the fact that a leader can command and demand respect by adapting to the circumstances of the society that he now lives in. Yeah. Refocusing the sort of up and atom Little Englander mentality into a different one, but notwithstanding that, it's still leaders. You can point them out, you can see them, they're still in society. There ain't many of them about, that's why they're a rare commodity, and that's why when you see one, you grab hold of it and hang on to his shirt tails or her shirt or her coat tails.
In football, Stuart, are too many excuses not made for winners? Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, he's a winner. He wouldn't come on, refused to come on. That's because he's a winner. He's a winner. He wants to play from the start. He wants to win.
We do make a multitude of excuses for bad professionalism, if you like. You know, all the commodities that Simon just mentioned there is absolutely spot on. You know, the biggest one for me about leadership is being unselfish. Putting the badge that you wear on your chest that's above the door before yourself. You know, and I think that's what leaders do.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.